Welcome back, everybody. We've pulled in Liam Fisher and Copeland Diver, the two lead actors in Six Men Dressed Like Joseph Stalin, into the conversation. So, good Friday morning. Thanks a lot for being here. So, you just wrapped up a semester at Northern Michigan University. You're getting ready for this production at the Black Box Theater. Copeland, we'll start with you. Tell me about your character and your approach to the character in this show.
My character's name is So-So. He's based on someone named Felix Sadayev, who was a ballerina actor. He was a soldier who would travel around and try to entertain his kind of key audience, which was the people. He's definitely someone who's among the people, for the people, which is interesting in the environment that he lives in, which is Soviet Russia. And yeah, I said it backstage, he's a ball of light. And he's very much the opposite to this guy.
So where does your character come into play?
Sure, his name is Koba. He's also based off of an actual character. The approach is really interesting for me, and I'd say for both of us too, because it's original work. So it's new work. It's work that hasn't been seen before. So it's cool to approach these characters, even though they are real people. It's a different aspect of approaching a character when it's our own little take on it too, so it's fun.
Yeah. Is that something that you're used to as actors?
Not something we come across very often, so
no.
it's very cool.
I think Northern's cool because we've actually had a lot of opportunities to do newer work, which is really interesting because that is a different muscle altogether. You can watch something and base a little bit of what you're gonna do off of that, but if there's nothing to base it off of, it's just your own facilities, which is really cool.
Caitlin, in directing these actors and working with them through this production, what was your approach to kind of finding and developing their characters?
Well, we actually had, this rehearsal process was fast and furious because Liam, who is half of our cast, was in Jesus Christ Superstar, which was
just like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I normally like to do is like a ton of improv and like ensemble building work, and we just couldn't do it. So the first 10 days, I basically was like, enter here, and this is how we're doing this play. And then after we could all breathe because it was blocked, we went back and spent 10 hours of rehearsal just improvising, and like they even switched roles at one point. They were rolling around the floor and just kind of shaking it up so that we knew that we were finding the most authentic versions of these characters together.
Is that something that you typically do, is have people try out different roles, switch them up potentially?
Yeah, I do a bunch of weird stuff.
I like weird stuff.
I do. I feel like you find I feel like when actors are tight or they're stuck, we're like no longer in the creative process anymore. So I think just being in a free flow place and shaking it up, we always find something worth finding in those types of rehearsals. So yeah.
Liam, what's it like, and what do you gain from doing shows back to back, going from one like Jesus Christ Superstar to another like Six Men Dressed Like Joseph Stalin? I feel like they're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
maybe.
they sure are. It builds stamina, that's for sure. It keeps me on my toes, which is awesome. And it's completely different work, like you said. Obviously, I just got done singing and dancing on stage, and now I am being a really dramatic character, a real character in a really intimate space. So it's exciting having like different opportunities like that, but it also, like I said, it builds the stamina, especially for actors who are trying to make this a career and go into this profession full time. So it's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm sure when you're talking to your family members, your friends about this production, they're probably asking you, well, what's this about? How do you describe it to them?
I say it's about doubles trying to play Joseph Stalin. I started as that, and then I go on a rant that's like, it's so much more, and usually they like that. But I'd say it's about two people trying to trust each other as well under really, really awful circumstances, kind of when they're the only people in each other's lives. And I think that is a lot of conflict just among us. I think it's, yeah, really cool.
Why do you think people should see this production in particular?
It's different, it's new, like I said before. They haven't seen this before. Nobody has. So that's what's really exciting. and we've never worked on anything like this either. So they'll be surprised, I'll say that.
I'd also say a two-hander is really, really hard. I think that's one of the hardest things you can do as an actor is a two-person straight play, only second to a one-person show, because they literally are talking, they're on stage the entire time for 90 minutes. And I feel really blessed that we have such talented actors, and the understudies are really amazing as well. I just think Northern's talent's unbelievable, and it makes my job really easy. They make me look really good. So, yeah, so even just coming out to see what we've got at our school is cool.
Yeah. So we have some information that we can get up onto the screen pertaining to this show. As you can see, it kicks off May 15th. It runs through the 17th, so only a few opportunities. You can get your tickets at nmu.universitytickets.com. And Caitlin, like you mentioned, this is in the Black Box Theater, so it's going to be intimate. You're going to be more immersed in the world of the show, so really great opportunity to check out a show in that theater if you haven't been there. Now we have just a couple minutes left. I'm curious, what's next for you guys after this show? And are you doing anything else with NMU this summer, or taking a much-deserved break?
Sure. So we actually just got our cast list for the fall. So that's exciting. We're doing Into the Woods is like the main stage musical in the FRT. We're also doing Rocky Horror. So we both got cast in those shows respectively. So yeah, that's really exciting.
Always fun shows to be a part of. Well, thanks a lot for being here. Break a leg on May 15th. What is that, next Thursday, Friday? Yeah. Should be a good time. Might see you there.
Sweet. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Caitlin, for being here. John, it's back to you.
Thank you, Tia. And coming up, recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month. Join me for a conversation when we come back.